process right now what I just watched. Hey guys, hope you're all amazing, and if you are not, I hope my video puts a smile on your beautiful faces and makes you laugh. I have too many thoughts right now to not know what to do with them. And that's because today, as I'm recording this, I went to see the new Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Now, before I get into anything, I'm just going to say this right now, how to break this down, how this video is going to go. I'm first going to cover everything spoiler free. So however long this video is, the first part of it is going to be spoiler free. I'm not going to be revealing any spoilers for this movie if you have not seen it. And later, when I say, oh, I'm moving on to the spoilers, because the other half of this video is going to be all spoilers, all the things that I want to talk about. I have not seen any Dragon Ball anything for, since I watched the first episode of Dragon Ball Super, which came out back in 2016, 2015. Yes, that's how long it's been. Shameful of me. But honestly, I couldn't resist the temptation to see this movie. And the best part was, I saw this totally for free because I won tickets to see this movie. And I don't know if anyone saw on Twitter or anything, but the competition that I entered to do it, you had to do your own reenactment of Goku's scream from when he transformed into his Super Saiyan 3. So I did the scream, and it's I called it the female Goku scream from hell. I did upload it to YouTube, but it's not going to be published because of copyright and stuff. So if you really want to hear me scream embarrassment, because that's what I did to get these tickets, I'll leave a link down below to that video. You guys can knock yourselves out if you really want to listen to me scream. I suggest that you have your headphones volume low down, way down. I'll just say, when I was doing it, attempting it, I really felt like I wanted to pass out. I really did. So yeah. And honestly, after seeing this movie now, I want to start watching Dragon Ball Super and start binging Dragon Ball Z all over again, all the feels, because this film was so nostalgic for me. Dragon Ball Z I've talked about on my channel before, briefly, somewhere, that, you know, I used to get up, when I lived back over in the UK, I used to get up every morning at 6 before school, and I used to watch Dragon Ball Z then. I never got into like the original Dragon Ball or anything back then. It was just strictly Z, and I'd always get in trouble. It'd always be late because I wanted to watch the 2 episodes that would always air every morning. And then late at night, around, I think it was around 7, 8, there'd be like 3 or 4 episodes. But my parents hogged the TV a lot, so, and the channel that it was on, I didn't have that channel in my TV at the time. So Dragon Ball Z has been a massive part of my anime life. The last Dragon Ball film I watched was with Beerus, God of Destruction, because I can't remember what that's called. That was the last one. I never saw the one after that, which was the Frieza one, so there is some catching up to do. All I was excited for was just seeing all the characters again, because I hadn't heard the dub in so long. We're getting into the spoiler-free bit now, and you know what? I feel like I could have had the whole cinema to myself, but no, these 2 other people had to walk in. I'm just like, in that moment, it feels like when you're gonna have a cinema to yourself and then a couple of noobs walk in, it's like, damn it. But there was like barely anybody in the cinema. I went to watch it like early in the morning. This movie is definitely, from what I remember of the Dragon Ball films I watched, is unlike any of the others. In a nutshell, this film is perfect for any die-hard Dragon Ball fan. Everything was bright, bold, colourful, in my face, especially in those fight scenes. The fight scenes, like, oh my god, the fight scenes. Just some of the most intense fight scenes I have seen of Dragon Ball in so freaking long. It was crazy. Just watching Vegeta and Goku battle, it was absolutely insane, the battle scenes in this. I got lost in what was even going on because everything was happening so fast. I just like, what? So I just got so lost in it, but it was just epic. The battle scenes in this are epic. You are not going to be disappointed on that. It's definitely not the animation. There was a really solid story in this as well. I was not expecting that. Like, at one point I nearly got teary just a little bit because this movie made me feel everything. It was such a solid story. Like, you learn the backstory about Vegeta and Goku's planet. It goes into detail like I've not seen any of the other series of Dragon Ball Z ever go into properly. I got to see a pair of characters I didn't think I'd get to see. I'm like, oh my god, this might make me cry. It went into the backstory of Broly, and like, I was like, by god, like, I felt sorry for Broly. Like, this movie will make you feel sorry for Broly. Like, that he is put as a victim in this, and that he's not seen as the complete villain, and I'm just like, yes, this works perfectly. I was sold on it. Like that, him as the main focus of this whole movie, just everything worked around Broly. Everything. The humor was just as how I remembered it. I'll get into the humor parts and stuff. I'll get into the spoiler bit later, but yeah, humor was great. I find all the Dragon Ball characters, they're all goofy in their own way, and I love them for who they all are. Honestly, it was so weird seeing Frieza again because I've not seen Dragon Ball Super. I know that Frieza obviously was brought back to life for a reason. I don't know what the reason is because I've not seen Dragon Ball Super. Shame on me. But it was really weird seeing Frieza. It's like, are you really there? Because I remember the moment when Frieza finally died, and I was like, yes! But it was just weird seeing Frieza there again, and I remember my blood was boiling the whole time. Every time he talked, it's just, Frieza is this like enigma in your face. You just want to kick to the ends of the earth. But I'll just say it was so entertaining, a particular bit in this movie to do with Frieza that just made me burst out laughing. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil it for this segment of the video. This movie was just everything for me on the level of nostalgic factor. I know people have been like picky about some of the stuff, like the music, you know, like in some of the fight scenes, there's this people's names are being chanted. I actually like that. You know, I could hear it faintly, but I was enjoying that part of the music. It made it feel even more epic. I was fully already swallowed up in all of the fight scenes. I was already lost, and I was just so excited, so thrilling, and I didn't really care. I thought the music was just, you know, fine in general. Like, it added the epic factor, and it was great to see how much Goku and Vegeta have leveled up, because I've not seen Dragon Ball Super, so it was like, ooh, they have blue hair now. Wait, no, they have red. They have red hair. I want to know how you got blue and red hair. So obviously that makes me curious to watch Dragon Ball Super even more. I was like, damn, okay, what level of Saiyan is this? So I'm sorry, just talking about it right now. I was just, it was a moment of like, ooh la la. And also I have to say about the voice acting was so good. And we have to give a credit to Chris Sabat, who played 5 roles in this film. Obviously including Vegeta, Piccolo, Shenron. I'm just like, damn man, how do you do it? How do you play 5 roles? I remember I met Chris Sabat at a con a few years ago. Such a nice gentleman. and he's just amazing. His performance of this was amazing. Of course, hearing Sean Zemmel was like soothing to my soul because I've met both of these guys. They are top-notch dudes, and just I loved it. And you know what? Especially Sean Zemmel's performance at one particular scene where Goku is getting beaten up, and it's how Sean just amplifies the screams of that. It's like, oh God, that's like gonna hurt. I'm like scrunching in my seat like, oh, okay, that does not look good. And I just to have that power in his voice to make you like clench up like this and be like, God damn it, you know, it feels like you're there. And it's an amazing ability, the amazing voices ability. This film, Dragon Ball Super Broly, is for every die-hard Dragon Ball fan to watch. You'll just not be disappointed. This is amazing on so many, all the levels that I said. Just everything worked. Everything flowed. I loved it, obviously, more for the nostalgic factor, but honestly, I was kind of blown away at how just epic this movie was in so many different ways, especially the fights. Like, goddamn, man. So now we're going to get into the spoilers. So if you do not want to hear any of the spoilers, you can click off this video now. So I hope you at least enjoyed hearing what I had to say spoiler free. So now we're going to get into the spoilers. Seriously. Oh my God. Where do I even start? Okay. So we got to see Goku's mum and dad. Those are the two people I was saying before that I nearly wanted to cry. I loved seeing Goku and Goku's parents. Of just, oh my God, it made me want to cry when they, you know, put him in the pod and they were gonna, and then send him to planet Earth. The whole scene was just, yeah, it was like nearly tearjerker. But I just loved seeing that. I loved that we got to see Goku's mum and dad and what they would have thought in that moment of, you know, sending their son away. And oh God, it was so hard. It turned me apart. It really did. See, talking of the fight scenes, the one with Frieza, where he's getting beaten up by Broly, that was freaking hilarious. I was just laughing my ass off. I was like, take that, you bitch. It was so good. I was just like, I always wanted Frieza to get some karma back. Like, I really always did. And I'm like, fine, you're getting it now. The scene where Beerus has to take care of, I want to know how they evened it out with Beerus, because I have no idea. Obviously, all transpired in Dragon Ball Super, but I love that Bulma just left her daughter Bulla with Beerus to babysit. That was a hilarious scene. Another hilarious scene was obviously the fusion scene with Goku and Vegeta. Ah, that was freaking gold, man. That was gold. Just Vegeta just clamming up, not wanting to do it. And oh, I love that scene. It was so funny. So funny. And you know what? It is so hard to pick the difference between when Chris Sabat is doing Vegeta's voice and then Piccolo's voice. I admire him for that. That is one of the things I admire, how he can balance these two voices and to separate both Piccolo and Vegeta as individuals. Like, that is amazing to me. I've always loved him for that, always. I loved the direction that was taken with this film to focus more on like Vegeta. So like Broly was portrayed as a victim in this movie. And oh God, it just made me feel so sad for him. He barely had any time to live at all, and he was already exiled and thrown onto another planet. And just watching it from there, his struggle, and I did not realize Vic Mignogna was going to be the voice for Broly. I would not have picked it. I felt really sad for Broly, and it was so compelling, the whole narrative of his past and being a victim, and I loved it that in the end he was saved. I loved it, like, because I thought, how are they going to end this movie? Like, I thought, I thought at one point they're just going to destroy him, and just like how it was in the first Broly movie. God, I can't remember. I'm sure he was destroyed or just banished. But I loved that he was saved with Shenron, the Dragon Balls, and that was such a fitting concept to end on, like it really was, instead of Goku and Vegeta just going and beating him. Because I would have been like, well, I guess that was going to be obvious, but this was great. Because it feels like now, of where Dragon Ball Super can go, especially with Broly, that he's actually... I feel like he is now a character in Dragon Ball, officially, not just this crazy-ass killing machine that just loses control all the time, you know, that Broly is actually a person underneath. I cannot wait to see a bit more of Broly and what Goku teaches him, and, oh, the endless possibilities of that. Yeah, that is the end of the spoiler stuff that I just wanted to go through. Mainly, damn... This movie was just nostalgic and made me so happy in every part of my body and every part of my feels, and makes me want to go finally watch Dragon Ball Super now. It really, really does. You know what? I remember when Dragon Ball Z ended and I thought, that's the end of it. And then when Dragon Ball Super was announced, I thought, oh god, what are they going to do with this? I wasn't really happy at the announcement at the time. You know, I thought, oh god, they're going to drag out even more. What could they possibly do with Dragon Ball Super with the story? And I do briefly know what happens. I know Dragon Ball Super involves a tournament. So, but you know what, now I'm so glad that Dragon Ball just made a comeback for this day and age, that now in 2019, for when I remember when I was 10, a decade ago, watching this series, I'm still getting to watch this series in 2019, and I think that is something to be so grateful for all the stuff that I've ever watched nostalgia factor, that some have come back, like we have Fruits Basket in April. It's still like crazy to say, I'm sorry, it's all too much right now, you know, for little old nostalgia me. But yeah, just to talk about Dragon Ball in this day and age, still now, it's going to be timeless. It's going to be a timeless anime. So if you have not seen Dragon Ball Super Broly, get your ass down to the bloody cinema and go watch it, because you're missing out on some epic shit, like you really are. And yeah, that is end of this feels down the road nostalgia video. I hope you enjoyed listening to me gasbag the whole time and just freaking out and just seeing the beautiful, voluptuous Vegeta. Because FYI, I used to hate Vegeta. Couldn't stand him. Now I think it was maybe when he started being nice, when he got with Bulma, I started loving him. Now I just dig him. I dig him. He's, you know, bad boy material. But it obviously was so good to see all the characters, all the ones that I love, and I'm just happy. I'm gonna go watch some Dragon Ball Super now. I'm gonna go start this stuff. All my links are down below, and I will see you guys in my next video, which I will be talking about Margie, because I said next video I'll be talking about Margie, but no, I needed to talk about this. So yeah, see you next video. Bye.